Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm really pumped for this video because this is kind of different than what I usually do. Oh, Lucy was on me and then she's now off. I was talking too loud, I guess. So I was tagged by the Norse Witch in this hashtag my magical YouTube journey tag. So I thought it was really cute and fun. So I wanted to share some tea about being a witchy YouTuber, what that looks like, the behind the scenes, and any secrets. Maybe there's some crazy information you don't know about me. Question number 1, what is your channel name and the significance behind it? So my channel name is just my name, Luna Seranova. Pretty to the point. I have thought since having to come up with a new name on Instagram since all that drama, I've thought about changing it to Luna the Glam Witch here on YouTube too to match Instagram, but I just don't know if that'd be weird or if people would maybe have a hard time finding me. I'm not sure. It's still in my head, but yeah, for this question, it's just my name and yeah, just my witchy name. Question number 2, what type of content do you create on your channel? I create kind of a weird, I don't know if it's weird actually, it's kind of like whatever I'm feeling, so it's hard to explain to people, but I would say for the most part it is vlogs, unboxings, sometimes like glamour, beauty sort of stuff intertwined within the witchcraft sphere. So overall, I would say that's where you can put me. Number 3, what inspired me to start my channel? So let's just get into like some interesting backstory. So I wanted to be a YouTuber since I was like 12, and I did. I started my first channel when I was 12, and it was like makeup because that was kind of like what I was really interested in at the time, and of course like I was 12. So all those videos are long gone. You cannot find those anywhere because I've scrubbed the internet of them because I was literally this like 12-year-old, you know, like making makeup videos, so it's kind of silly and funny, but so I think from a very young age, like I've always been an actor, I've always been an entertainer and a creative person, so like the idea of YouTube being this place where you don't need like a production company or anyone to cast you, you can just kind of like have full creative control and put your creativity and your work out there into the world was really, really enticing to me, and I found a lot of comfort as a young kid who was kind of like dorky or like picked on, and I didn't have a lot of friends, so YouTube was kind of where I went, and I found, I mean, probably parasocial relationships with these YouTubers, these makeup YouTubers that I really liked, but growing up and being interested in makeup and not having like a very girly girl mother or a sister to teach me those things, like YouTube was the place to go. So I started making content a long time ago, inspired by those beauty channels that I watched. And then I made like a comedy channel that was probably inspired by like Jenna Marbles and like Shane Dawson at the time, because I was like super into Shane Dawson way back in the day. And so I didn't start, and I'm probably answering some like questions ahead of time, but I didn't start this specific channel until I think 2016, and at that point it was still makeup. At that point I had graduated cosmetology school and I was kind of back into this like, you know, I'm gonna do makeup kind of thing, which is really fun. And it wasn't until I think 2020 that I officially made the shift and decided to talk about my spirituality. But in short, overall, just like having a real love for YouTube and YouTubers inspired me. I think to share my spirituality was a lot inspired by Harmony Nice, who was like one of my faves. Question 4, how long have you been on YouTube as a content creator? We kind of already answered this, but like I said, started when I was 12. This specific channel I started when I was in 2016, when I was 18, and then I didn't start my spiritual content until 2020. So I don't even know what to answer, but being a content creator, it's been my whole life basically. So Question 5, what are your hobbies outside of your channel? I have a lot of hobbies. So much. Obviously, I do acting, I do modeling. I just recently learned how to crochet, which has been very fun and like so meditative. I love singing, as you guys probably know. I love nature. I don't know, man. I love a good snuggle day. Just watching a movie and like getting cozy. I also love shopping. I really like shopping. Yeah. Is there a new style of content that you want to try? I don't know. You know what? I will say I've always had a love-hate relationship with like sit-down informative style videos because sometimes they do really good, sometimes they don't do very good. So it's like, do people even like this? And I also have a hard time viewing myself as like a teacher rather than like just a chillin' vibe person here to like share my experiences. You know, I never want to come off as like preachy, and so, but I do like watching those type of videos. So you can let me know in the comments if like how you feel about that. But I think that I do think I have some videos on my docket that I am planning on trying in that kind of like sit down and explain, kind of like have a class style. Yeah. How do you plan out your content? So I've probably spent the past year really trying to work on this because like I have ADHD. I really struggle when there's no organization, but I also struggle to make organization. So it's been like a real work in progress. But I think that basically how I plan out my content is I have a big notes app. Like I have a note page open in my notes app of all my ideas for like all different platforms, and then also just like general goals and ideas. So it's kind of just like a place to brain dump. But I have a section for YouTube. And so I write down all my ideas, and then as I'm planning like the next month, or like 2 months even, I'll go and look at those ideas and I'll pick out the ones that I'm most excited about, or the ones that are kind of like seasonal or I've been saying I'm gonna do and then like actually do it. And then I will write a sort of outline. I'm not like a script kind of person because it's just too distracting. But at most I'll write an outline, and then I have this template that I bought from Notion. I'll link it below if it's still available. Last time I checked, it wasn't there anymore, but it's basically like a content planning template that I found on Etsy. And I have like a calendar and stuff, so I put these ideas, like when I'm gonna post them. I have a lot of nice like tags to say like, okay, this is currently being scripted or this is being edited. And yeah, I just plan when they're going up, and then I kind of work backwards to see like, okay, when do I need to film that? When do I need to edit that for it to go up on time, with like at least a couple days early access for my Patreon, because I'm really currently trying to be better at getting like, my goal is like a week in advance, like 5 days to a week in advance, which I'm working towards. And I'm also working towards hopefully having, like I saw in the Norse Witches video, they were talking about how they have like 7 or 8 videos that they have them pre-done, so they can go up anytime if they want to take like a month off. And I was like, oh my god, I like have to do that, because, you know, it's nice to not miss uploads, and it's nice to continue to put out content. So that's kind of like my basic planning out content, but I have a lot of flexibility with my schedule, and I also like to, I know this is gonna be such a long video, I'm rambling so much. I like to have flexibility for impromptu videos. So like if I get a box in the mail, I like to be able to just film a video, or like my vlogs or whatever aren't super planned, because it's kind of just like, what am I doing this week, you know? What are your tools of the trade? So this is like technology, what I use, etc. So right now I'm filming on my new vlogging camera because I'm kind of obsessed with it. And this is the Sony ZV-E10 ? I have the Canon 80D as my like big DSLR camera. I just have the kit lens for both of them, so when I pay off this camera that I just bought, I'm gonna invest in some nicer lenses. I use Final Cut Pro X for my editing. I have a Rode microphone for my vlogging camera, and then I have a Blue Yeti microphone for when I used to do my podcast and whenever I am not using this camera. And I also just have like a bunch of ring lights that I bought a long time ago. I don't have any like studio lights. I've always really enjoyed ring lights and natural lighting. And then if anything's too funky, I'll just color grade it in Final Cut Pro. I think that's it. Pretty simple, pretty simple. As a content creator, do you experience burnout? If so, what does that look like for you and how do you recover from it? You can see that I've fully abandoned like the number of the question because I've lost my place and I have no idea what number we're on. But yes, as a creator, I do experience burnout, and I think it's so common for creative people under like late stage capitalism. Like it just is, because I think all people are kind of naturally wired to create in ebbs and flows, and I think it's impossible to expect us to constantly be producing quality work that has had like so much love and creativity poured into it. And so that's just unsustainable. So I think I've just been trying to learn the warning signs of burnout for me personally and take proactive measures so that if I'm like feeling burnt out, then I'm able to take a step back. And I used to get really like frustrated if I would miss a week or a month of posting videos, but I just kind of realized that it doesn't matter. Like in the grand scheme of things, like I've never felt like the algorithm gets like too upset at me when I miss uploads. Sometimes when I'm not posting for like a month, a video goes like a little bit viral, and I get a bunch of new subscribers. And so it's like, I've kind of realized that for me, work, like quantity of work does not necessarily equal growth and success. Sometimes I put in a shit ton of work and nothing changes. And then sometimes like I take a month off and I get a bunch of subscribers for some weird random old video I did a while ago. So I've just kind of been learning to detach from those sort of like that like 9 to 5 mindset, if that makes sense. And yeah, when I get burnt out, I just fall pretty bad into a depression because I'm a creative person and I feel best when I'm creating. And so when I am like physically unable to create, then I feel very like, what am I doing with my life? And so yeah, just learning to catch the signs and be proactive, and also just be gentle with myself. If I need time off, I need time off, and it's as simple as that. And with YouTube being like my kind of full-time job along with some other things, I am my own boss, and so I've just had to be a good boss and learn that, yeah, if I'm my own boss, then I better be a good boss to myself. Which video are you the most proud of and why? I would say probably my music video, and I would say because it took so much work and it was a lot of things that I had never done before, so it took a lot of openness to fuck up and like openness to fail. And so I think that kind of like the Fool tarot card, like I had to really enter that, like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna do what feels right, and it might go horribly wrong, you know. And so it was a lot of mini leaps of faith, but really fun, and I'm just really proud of it. Like I'm just genuinely really proud of it. And it was one of those videos where I put out and I was like fully detached from how it was gonna be received, because I was just like, I like this and I'm proud of this, and that's all that really matters because I feel so proud of it. Who inspires you within the magical pagan YouTube community? So I think because I had such an affinity for Harmony Nice, I think her like really pretty like aesthetic really inspires me. I love the Norse witches, just like I love that they post 2 times a week. A lot of witches on YouTube post twice a week, which I can't even fathom how you guys do that. And I'm gonna just like fun test, try to do that we'll see if I can do it for the next couple of months maybe, and see if that is something that I am physically capable of, because I just think it's great. So yeah, I think Harmony Nice, the Norse witch, I think I'm so inspired by so many people. And I feel like I'm always finding something inspiring from everybody. Like there's always something that someone's doing just really well and really inspires me. Are there any channels you would recommend? Yes, there are so many, and I will link these all below. I really like the Norse Witch, as I've said. I think as someone who worships Freya, but not quite the whole Norse pantheon, I really, really like their content because I feel like I'm learning so much, and like I have a lot of Nordic heritage, and it's something that I've been trying to learn more of, and I've been kind of feeling bad, I guess, that I don't know so much about the Norse pantheon, but yeah, they have so much content, like literally so much, and it's really, really entertaining and really, really pretty to look at, and I think they explain things really super well. So I really, really like their content. I love Ivy the Occultist. You guys know, if you guys are watching this and you haven't seen our collab, you should check it out because it was really fun. I think she also has just like so much content, and so she's just so knowledgeable. I just feel like everyone's so knowledgeable, and I'm just in awe of everybody. Of course, the Witch of Wonderlust is like a staple. You know, she's like very, very well known, so I'm sure you guys have heard of her, but her stuff's really pretty and really, really informative. And again, she's been on the platform for a very long time, so she's got a ton of content too. Less like witchy, but I really like Hitomi Machizuki. I talk about her a lot. She's more in the spiritual side of things, so she's not really like a witchy or a pagan YouTuber, but I feel like her content just really makes me feel happy, and yeah, I just really like her content. Do you believe there are any misconceptions about being a magical or pagan YouTuber? Yeah, I think there are a lot of misconceptions. I think a lot of people think that YouTubers make a lot of money, and we don't. And so I think a lot of people, I mean, I don't see this in my community. I think my community is super chill and understanding, but I think a lot of people get like salty when creators do sponsorships or like are promoting their Patreon, and it's really crazy because I know that people think that just being a YouTuber and having like your videos monetized makes you a lot of money, but it really does not. Like, it is literally this much of like my YouTube income. Like, the majority of your income is going to come from sponsorships, and then like if you have a shop or if you do readings or something. So I think when people get salty that creators are doing sponsorships, it's like, no, like they have to do that for to receive any sort of monetization for their content. And since their content is free, like it's accessible for everyone, I think there's really nothing wrong with sponsorships, and I think it's just a thing that you do, and hopefully you trust your creators to only be sponsored by companies and products that they really, really, truly love. But yeah, I think also I saw this comment under like a Hitomi Machizuki video, and they were saying like real spiritual people would never want to be like a YouTuber or whatever, and I was like, that's such a weird, like hyper specific thing to claim. Like, it's just really weird that you think. And you know, I know that there are a lot of spiritual paths that are you know, just like I guess like more shut the fuck up about it, and like don't even try to I mean, and I think, okay, I'm trying to figure out how to word this, but I think it's like, I think a lot of people view content creating in YouTube as like an ego thing, and so it's like they assume that YouTubers are kind of like egocentric, if that's the right word I'm thinking of, and like narcissist, and like just looking for fame and like attention. And so that does seem a little counterintuitive being a spiritual person, but I think the majority of YouTubers, especially smaller YouTubers, are doing this. It's a labor of love. Like, I promise you, it is not like this insanely easy and lucrative thing that people just do for fame and money, and it's like, ooh, you know, like it's hard ass work, and it is not a lot of money. And so it's kind of silly when you see those comments, because it's like people who are doing this are doing it because they have joy from teaching others, or like for me, it's like I really love having this community and holding a safe space for what I wish I had, I guess, growing up. And so yeah, I guess the other misconception would be that it's like easy, because being any sort of YouTuber is really not easy, and yeah, it's hard ass work. It really is. What do you like and dislike about being on YouTube? So with my experience of being sort of taboo with the things that I talk about, YouTube is like the most accepting in my experience. Like, Instagram really fucking sucks. And I have so much beef with Mark Zuckerberg right now. I really do. I really do. Simple as that. I've never had any problems with YouTube, and I feel like genuinely as a creator, YouTube is my favorite platform, and I think they really genuinely care about their small creators. And although it is, I mean, it's hard to be a small creator and to try to gain a community and stuff. It's hard anywhere though, because like I think that I've tried Twitch, I've tried Instagram, TikTok, almost like all the platforms out there. And really, YouTube is, in my opinion, the best platform for smaller creators. So I think that's something I really like about YouTube. I just like the interface of like having this like comment section and everything. I think the one thing I don't like about being on YouTube, I mean, I don't know, I guess. I really don't know. I really like so much about being on YouTube. I think, yeah, I think that any dislikes I could say about YouTube would just be dislikes about kind of like being in the public eye or putting yourself out there, being on social media in general and stuff. Yeah. What are some of the challenges and struggles you face creating on this platform, and how do you overcome them? I think what's really funny is when I was in the beauty community, the hate was so much worse. I don't think I get a lot of hate on my channel, and I think, I don't know why. I think there are probably things people could hate about me, but yeah, I think that I don't know. I think that actually, like, to be honest, I've had a hard time with gaining my own personal, I guess, like, peer community, like community of other creators, which has actually been getting a lot better thanks to some recent, like, I don't know, nice people. Thanks, Ivy. But I think that I've had a hard time, like, I think I've always really, really liked the idea of collaborating with people and bringing other creators into my content, because at the core, I just, like, really want to connect with people. And so, yeah. But for me, it has been, like, it's been hard to find other content creators to be, like, friends with. And I think we could open up a whole can of worms about, like, some of the culture in LA and, like, some, you know, maybe, like, peers that have seemed like they were gonna be friends and then we're not. You know, we're not actually, like, how they seemed, I guess, online, and really kind of were just looking for clout, I guess. And I think sometimes I do really, like, I'm an INFP, I sometimes struggle with, like, not wanting to be perceived or feeling overwhelmed by being perceived, and I think that is obviously a struggle. Like, if you're going to be creating content, you are going to, I mean, you're basically allowing yourself in these moments to be perceived by anyone at any time. And vlogging and stuff, you're putting a lot out there, and so I think I've had to just set, like, really strong boundaries, like, both magical and, like, physical boundaries for what I will show and when I will look at comments and when I will, you know, be online, basically, if that makes sense. And also just when I'm not feeling like I want to be perceived, not making myself film videos or filming, like, low-key videos that are, like, maybe B-roll or something where I can kind of just be in my cranky little dark cloud energy, and stuff like that. What is your opinion of monetization, paywalls, or other exclusive content? I think it's amazing, and I think that you just kind of have to. Like, if you are doing content and you want to be able to, like, do it professionally or, like, do it for a living, you just have to, because, I mean, YouTube is, like, the best in-app monetization platform. Like, I know TikTok's creator fund is, like, literal shit, and I don't know really anything about Instagram's, but I know YouTube is, like, the best, and it's still, like, not good. So I think that like monetization and paywalls and exclusive content are great because I think that, you know, I would say most people are creating an abundance of this free content, and they continue to, even with their paywalls and exclusive content. And I think it's really great. Also, like as a consumer, I love being able to be like, wow, I really, really like this creator. I love what they're doing. And, you know, I would love to like deep dive more into their content and pay a little extra for that and support them and get something really cool while I'm supporting them. So, yeah, I think it's really great. Do you have any boundaries on this platform? Why or why not? Yes. So I used to like, when I was a smaller creator, I just like had my notifications on for everything. Nope. So now I have like my YouTube studio notifications completely turned off, because I would get notified of every little comment someone would make, and I didn't want to always be open to other people. And now when I go to look at my YouTube Studio app, whether that's to look at how a video did or to reply to comments or something, I ask myself, am I in a space right now where I'm comfortable handing a microphone to any random fucking person on the internet? So that's helped me a lot, because I used to like wake up in the morning and be in bed and like open my phone and look at my DMs or my, you know, YouTube Studio or whatever. And so then I started asking myself, and I'd be like, no, I'm in bed. I don't want to hear. I just woke up. I do not want to hear what some random person on the internet just said. Even if it's like an amazing comment that is so sweet and so nice and wonderful or whatever, you know, it's just like I've had to set those boundaries of like, this is energetically what I'm opening myself up to. Am I in a state where I want that? And so now I'm like, when I am checking my YouTube Studio or my DMs or whatever, I'm like in a place where I'm okay with hearing some random person's comment. I've also tried to set like, I guess this is more just like social media in general, setting time limits on my phone, which I recommend doing. That way I'm not just like endlessly scrolling. And yeah, if I get a stupid or like a weird, creepy or annoying comment, I just like block them most of the time. I just like delete it. I actually used to be really bad at, this is like Aries stellium, Aries Mars energy. I would feel like it was my duty and obligation to clap back at these people and like roast them to shreds and like stick up for myself, because it was like, it felt like a duty and it felt like I had to. And so I kind of had to work on that and kind of unravel where that was coming from and be like, okay, no, like as much as that'll like feel good in the moment, I do feel like that energetically kind of created more of that conflict. And now I just like, if it's like weird or like some guy being fucking creepy, I'll just delete it. If it's someone saying something that I like kind of don't agree with, like I just leave it. Unless it's like actually offensive or I feel like could hurt somebody in my community, I usually just leave it. But if it is like offensive or I think it'll be hurtful, I'll just delete it, and it's simple as that. Yeah. Do you have any current goals for your channel? So I am the kind of person who, this is probably also that Aries stellium, I love to dream big, and I really do, and I really believe in myself, and I know that I am crazy enough to actually have like a lot of success. And so like, of course I have like the goals of like hitting 100,000 subscribers and stuff, but I understand that probably won't happen for a while. So I mean, I guess that's like, yeah, that's like a far away-ish goal. I mean, I think I just have the like milestones, you know, so I've been like really close to 30,000, which I think will be super fun. And I'm like, man, can we get to 50K by the end of this year? Like, that would be crazy. It would be wild and insane, but I think it could happen. Like, I really think it could happen. So I guess that's it. I guess I'll say that. What are some of the mistakes you've made and how did you fix them? I don't think I've made any crazy mistakes that were like, yeah, worth noting. I mean, there were some times my audio was like fucked up, or, you know, maybe I didn't balance something right, or over like saturated a clip or something, like really technical things, and those you just take the L. But I don't think I fucked up too bad. How about that? What are some of the ways your channel's grown since your first video? Literally so much. I don't think you guys can even find my first video on this channel because I was like freaking 18 and like fresh out of cosmetology school and making beauty videos that were like so weird and kind of cringy like in retrospect. But I mean, it's grown. It started to grow a lot when I switched from beauty to witchcraft. And that was like a huge crazy journey for me. I did so much divination and thinking about if I should do that because, you know, part of me was like, I should just make a new channel basically. Because also my old videos were a lot about my skin condition. And I just felt like I was worried that if I started talking about this kind of controversial spirituality that maybe I'd get a ton of hate comments. And so, but I just realized like I'm just gonna test it and see what happens. My camera overheated, so if I'm in a new position, like don't even worry about it. I think I had like maybe like 5,000 subscribers when I made the change, so I had like an amount. Like it wasn't like I had no followers, but I was like worried I was gonna lose everyone or get a lot of hate, and so, but I just decided, fuck it, I'm doing it, and it's like the best decision. I'm really happy. I feel so much more connected to my community and to the content I'm making, and yeah, so we've grown. We've been on this journey. Have you ever wanted to quit making videos? Why or why not? Actually, I have. I have had like a couple of moments where I actually genuinely was close. And yeah, I guess I think that it can be really hard. I'm sorry, I'm trying to put together my words. I think I felt very much like I had failed, or like I was kind of just like, God, who is the Greek guy? Who's the guy who's got the ball and he's running up the hill? You know what I'm saying? Sisyphus? Fuck, I can't say it. It's fine. You know what it is? You know what I'm talking about, where I felt like I was just rolling this fucking ball up the hill and it was just falling back down. I'd have to do it, you know? It felt, yeah, I felt a lot of times kind of like a failure in that way. And I had to really ask myself why and see, I guess, how I was setting myself up for failure, because I had these insane goals and my view of success was being as good as the best person I could find. And like if someone went viral over 6 months and I didn't, I felt like, well, if they could do it, why couldn't I? And what am I doing wrong? And so it was a lot of feeling like I wasn't good enough, and feeling like also simultaneously like no one cared about the content I was making, which was not from anything anyone had really done. It was kind of just me only focusing on the negatives and not seeing all the nice comments, and I guess just being really hard on myself. I think I just get really hard on myself, and so that was kind of one of the reasons. Yeah, I've had a couple of times where I don't think you guys know about. I think there were a couple times you guys probably don't know about. And yeah, I think a lot of it just stemmed from having an unachievable view of success and feeling like I had been unsuccessful, and so I had to kind of really, because I mean, every time I took a break from YouTube, I missed it so much, and I had to realize that success for me is not gaining X amount of followers or becoming like viral or whatever, and just, I guess, reframing that. What do you wish you knew before starting your YouTube channel journey? That's a hard one, because I started it so long ago, and I've had all these weird changes in my journey, and I guess just have fun. I wish I would have just known that YouTube is so much more fun when you're doing it kind of for yourself, which maybe people will be like, what? But if you're doing YouTube to get a good response or to please everybody, it's really limiting and it feels really bad. And I think when you are doing it from a place of joy and to create a space that you want to have and like welcoming others to it, like I think it feels very empowering and really, really nice in that way. So I think, yeah, I wish I would have known just to have fun and also to, I don't know, shut the fuck up sometimes. Like, you don't have to share everything. You can have boundaries, yeah. Do you post on any other platforms? If so, what are they? So I'm Luna the Glam Witch on Instagram, and I'm Luna Seranova everywhere else. So on TikTok, but I kind of hate TikTok. I used to have a podcast, and I'd say Instagram is the other one. I have like a Threads account, but I don't really know what I'm doing on there. Do you have any advice for those wishing to create a channel? Just do it, just have fun, and don't compare yourself. Just have fun. Use it as a way to express your creativity because that's all that really matters at the end of the day. And so do it to express yourself and to have fun and let yourself learn and fuck around and find out like with everything, and don't be afraid to do it and to be seen. And also there's so much room for everybody. Like there's so much content out there, but there's so many different types of people too, and we all bring something different. So just have fun, be authentic. Don't try to replicate people because that just feels really icky inside when you do it, and it'll feel really great to just be you. And I'm gonna tag Ivy the Occultist. Do it. I think you've already been tagged. So has Witch of Wonderlust. I know you guys have been tagged. So freaking show up. Do it. What are you scared of, huh? And I would also like to tag the Yogi Witch, who I also recommend. I watch her videos and they're really cute and fun, and so I also tag her. So I better see you guys showing up doing it because I just spilled all this tea all over myself. I'm ready to see you guys spill some. Well, thanks guys for watching. I'm feeling a little melancholy today, so I'm sorry if the vibes were off, but I'm reminding myself that it's okay to feel melancholy and I don't always have to show up bubbly and fun because sometimes I'm a fucking Pisces moon and the moon is about to enter the full moon in Pisces, and so I am just feeling a little melancholy. So if the vibes are chillin', the vibes are chillin'. And also it's okay to be melancholy, and it's okay. You're not only worthy of being received and perceived when you are bubbly and happy. It's also okay to share yourself when you're feeling a little less than and a little bit just melancholy. I just need a trip to the sea and I'll be fixed. Okay. I went to the sea last week and it didn't fix me. It's fine. Okay, I love you guys so much. I will see you all next time. Stay cute and have fun. Love you guys. Bye.